Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Grab your espresso martinis, extra creamy, because we're here to talk Below Deck Med Season 9, Episode 16. One more left, y'all. And I am your captain, Sasha Joseph, joined by my co-captain, our chief entertainment officer, our not seconds to, but maybe the first, maybe the main, who knows? Chappell is here. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, Sasha. Very excited to talk to you about this Below Deck episode. Very happy that we're live again on YouTube and that
Mhm.
the chat is here. But Sasha, we cannot talk about this episode without talking about what happened on social media last week.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So we're just living our life. Whatever. For me, it's I've just woken up and I'm getting tagged because Ellie has seen the pod, y'all.
hmm I believe the intro to the podcast last week was Beyonce has a big ego, Chappelle has a big ego, but Ellie has the biggest ego I've ever seen. And we were reminded that these people exist and that they watch the podcast too sometimes. And so Ellie responded and she had a good laugh. It seemed like she was making fun of the whole situation and then she was taking it lightly. We mean no harm here. We're just talking about the show, these characters. We don't know y'all in real life, but if it happens on the TV screen, we're gonna comment on it. And so
Yeah.
it was fun. But shout out to Ellie and anybody else who comes across the podcast because that was very fun.
Yeah, I thought that was so funny. And again, I felt that she was a good sport about it because you
Mm-hmm.
we decided you were leading our charge, but I've come with you that it felt like we're saying, "Hey, Ellie, you little Delulu," but we want Delulu people on our TV screen. I
Mm-hmm.
still feel that way because if Ellie wasn't here this episode, what do we have?
What would we have?
Gail
What would we
folded
have?
faster than laundry.
Yeah. Gail had one day where we were like, get him, Gail, get him again, get him for me. And now by the end of this episode, she's like, me and Joe would be best friends if such and such. Like, oh, Gail, we needed you in the fight, man. Like again, we want you all to be well-adjusted adults and
Mhm.
have a good job and all that kind of stuff. But when it's on TV, we want you to be messy. And Ellie is
That
bringing
part.
us the drama per usual, so we got to talk about it.
Yeah, so I think that's where this podcast has fully moved, or where we're stamped our approval that we love mess and we
Yeah.
want Delulu mess. More of
Mhm.
that, please. So listen, and I feel like Peanut Gallery's with us, and
Yes.
so first of all, welcome Peanut Gallery. Hello, we
Yes.
missed y'all. And Thundercat says it best: bring Ellie back. A thing that was not on my things I want bingo card for most of the season.
Yes. Listen, we love
Chappelle's
the mess. We
power.
love the fighting. We like to look. We first of all, who are me to keep a baddie off the TV screen, right? That's number
Okay.
one. But also, look, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna complain about these people, but we need more
Yes.
of them to talk about. If they don't come back, then what do we talk about? You think we're gonna talk about Ian the whole time? Ian, if you're listening to this, do something. Do something
Are
on the
you
show for
here?
the love of God.
Oh my god, for another diva, right? Hello? Are you
Yeah.
It's Ian we're looking for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Be serious. Be
No way.
serious.
I think he had one confessional, maybe two in this entire episode. There was no Ian
I
content at
didn't even
all.
know he had a confessional. Wow.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
trying
I
to remember
blocked
what
him
it
out, guys.
was. Well, I mean, it's just not a lot. They don't really give him much. He was like, "Yay, one more charter, last
Oh,
one."
yeah.
I think we saw him do like a group hug with the
Yep.
deckhands.
Yep.
That was about it. It wasn't. It really wasn't a lot. So we much rather have messy fun and even just
Yes.
messy drama than nothing at all. And so, keep bringing that heat. Keep fighting because we're gonna talk about it.
Kelsey, please.
Yeah, we just want to know, is Ian in the
Woo.
building?
Yeah, no, it's just bless his heart. It is what it is, okay? But we do have some stuff to get into, I feel. A
Yeah.
lot of feelings. So, here is my question. If you're this drunk, okay? Shout out to Gail because imagine being this drunk and having to share your feelings with
Ooh.
millions of people. Cuz Ellie is still in shambles, right? Where she's like, I don't know what happened. I can't travel with him. I don't know what's going on. He treats me so bad. And Asia's like trying to be like, hey, maybe you just jumped into another relationship too fast. Are you still grieving your other? Poor Asia. She's like trying to have a conversation with her. Just
Yeah.
Gail is like, I'm just, I just had a moment. Please, God, let me never be this drunk in public.
Ooh, especially not on TV. Yeah, Gail got so drunk that she had to go and like admit, all her feelings, in front of everybody. And that is like the worst case scenario. Like for me, I just don't want anybody to ever see me feel anything, more or less like not like cry, especially, but feel in public, and then I gotta talk about it. Oh man, this was tough, but she made it through the episode, Sasha.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, when she started actually speaking, right, I'm fine. I'm just in my feelings. I said that is a wasted person. She is
Mm,
gone. Okay, and oh my gosh, shout out to her. That's a strong soldier. I'll tell you that.
mhm.
Because I would literally, I think, sue below deck.
Yeah, like I didn't consent to this. I didn't consent to y'all making me look like a simp or a mushy or in like feelings. And then this is to a person that she likes, right? So now he knows
Correct.
how much she likes him. Like I feel like the leverage is in
Yes.
his court now, Sasha. City Boys
No,
is
no,
what's
it's
up.
over. We
Yeah.
lost.
Wait, no, wait. No, listen. I thought the City Boys had it, but let me give one to the City Girls. She's cuddling with Nathan.
Oh yeah.
And that
We
man
heard.
said, because you heard what I said. I heard,
Yes.
right? Where who asked for the L word? Love? I love you. Love. Love.
I'm telling
Y'all,
you, it makes no sense, yo. Because literally they're talking, okay? And then he's like, "What's wrong with you? Hey, Gail, maybe we share what's wrong with us." And this is my issue the whole episode. She never once
Mhm.
said, "What up with the $13 ticket, bro?" But anyway, we never had that conversation. But regardless, she said, nothing's wrong with me. Hey, Nathan, if a girl says nothing's wrong, but she's obviously verklempt, what are we
Mhm.
doing?
Something's wrong. Something's
And then
wrong.
he
She's
just,
saying nothing's wrong, but he's supposed to say like, no, he's supposed to know that nothing's wrong. But Sasha, when he said the L word, I
I
was like, is
fell over.
because where did that come from? At
But
what point did
that's
they
what I'm
fall in
saying.
love?
Chappelle, the lead up though, right? Because then he goes,
Mhm.
I can't wait to travel with you. Huh?
Yeah.
Does he think he's talking to Nathan, to Joe? I'm confused. And then he goes, seriously. And she goes, you don't have to say that. I knew she's trying to like be
Like reel it back
strong.
in.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah,
Uh,
you don't have to do this for me.
yeah. And it, through her tears probably. And he goes, no, I want to say that. I want you. And then he goes, I love you more and more. Huh?
I fell out. I fell off the chair because I
You
said,
fell in the top bunk. Yeah.
well, how did this happen? Because I've seen them, they've talked about how much they like each other, but to jump from like we're good friends to love, I mean, we seen them on a date.
If that. Yeah.
That's tough.
Like, oh, baby date. Yes.
Yeah. I don't like this. I don't like this because
If you love her, why are you going on a
you
trip
can
with your
hold on.
boy?
You can still have friends if you in love. That's boo. We can still have friends.
You won't you better not pick him over me.
Look, he never said he was picking him over her. He just said like y'all just gotta divide your time. Hell, you can come with them. You can third wheel it. But yeah,
Has those words even come out of his mouth? No.
he didn't even bring up the $13 ticket no more. I think the production might have told him like, hey, chill out, like because
Really?
nobody's
That's
talking
what
about
I'm
it anymore.
saying. Because what happened? Was that like a
Yeah,
throwaway storyline? Was production like, oh, we found the $13 ticket, but actually it's gone? And,
yeah,
when the blow up happened, production's like, ha 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 ha.
yeah. We did enough.
We're
We've done
good.
enough. Yeah. I don't know where this came from, and I don't know how to feel because I'm kind of like I'm with Gail and Aesha. Gail, you might be moving a pinch too fast. She's talking about. I really related to her in this episode because she's talking about. I just hop out of one relationship and I don't want to make the same mistakes over again. And it would be so
Mhm.
easy for her to do that. The reason why that we were shown that her and her ex-boyfriend weren't getting along was because of the distance. She goes out here on this cruise or on this charter, and then she can't get him on the phone. He can't get her on the phone. Now you're about to date somebody who also does those same exact things. Like he goes on charters, you're
Mhm.
gonna go on charters. There's gonna be distance. Who's to say that you're not just like putting a band-aid on a wound that you haven't healed all the way? So I'm like, Gail, I think you need to follow your instincts on this one. Something in your mind is telling you not to rush this. There's no rush. You and Nathan have plenty of time to get to know each other and to fall in love. You don't have to do that in one charter season on one boat while y'all work together.
Somebody tell high school me that. Okay, that's all I know.
Look,
Um,
again, if we were in high school, this would make sense. You fall in love with
yeah.
everybody you meet. But like this, we adults, we grown-ups now. Fight it.
Oh my gosh. It's just, come on, everyone. And here's the thing, the next morning, Nathan is looking up hotels on his phone.
Mhm.
What is going on, friends? I
Yeah,
don't know. I don't.
he's ready.
And then Chocolate Sooner says this, right? But Gail says she doesn't even know him. And I think
Yes.
Nathan's like, what's going on? I'm over here laying my life out for this girl.
Yeah, and she's like, I see him trying, I see him laying his life out for me. So it makes me feel like he cares, like, and that this is real. But I'm with her still. This is so fast. You don't you want to give this chance a time to mature? Like you're already going into. Of course, he's giving you everything you want right now while y'all are in front of each other in the feelings like new and warm and shiny. But when y'all get separated, how is he? How are you gonna feel? Are you gonna get that same kind of attention? You gotta take this slow. When she says, I don't even know you, that's the quiet part coming out loud. That's her conscience
Correct.
finally like speaking the words, but she's doing it. So he'd be like, "No, you do know me." Like he wants her to talk her into this thing, even though her the smarter part of her with the most sense is saying, "Just we don't have to do this right now. He's not going anywhere. He's pretty, he's
Mhm.
shiny, but you don't have to do this."
Yep, that's exactly it. And I believe that it's her. She was steadfast. Like, this is it. This is my man. We're in it. We're in it. And then it wavered.
Mhm.
And now it's almost like we're starting back at one,
Mhm.
and then he needs to really, like, be like, "No, I love you. I'm into
Yeah.
you. This is it." And he doesn't even know anything's wrong.
Yeah, she had a flash of like reality happen,
Yes,
like where like she
yes.
saw for a second like the love goggles were off, and she was like, "Wait, whoa, this is crazy. I could be getting into another committed relationship with somebody who would rather go hang out with their homeboy than go on this vacation with me. Who found a $13 ticket that quick to go and do something after we had already talked about. Like it's like, oh yeah, now the flashing lights are back, but then he's like, no, 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 put the love goggles back on.
Yup.
Like,
I
but
love you. Yeah.
yeah, and it's not like he's doing it in a malicious way because, like you said, he doesn't know that that's what she's looking for.
Yeah.
But she's going to him hoping that he will do that. Like, please put the goggles on me. Tell me everything is gonna go okay. Make me feel good about this wild decision I feel like I'm about to
Love
make.
me, choose me.
Pick me. Yep, the big three.
And here's the thing. You meet a guy on a boat, you wanna go on a trip with him, I think that's so fun. Every, like, 20-something-year-old, safely should do that. That's so
Mhm,
cute and cool, and what a fun story. But the problem is when you're a serial dater, like
mhm.
Gail, you can't just do, like, "Oh, this is fun and cute."
Yeah,
So that's the issue.
you gotta go all the way. But can we please talk about this message from Casey in the chat? Casey says, Chappelle, is Nathan and Joe the best city boy duo in Below Deck? I can't remember two guys like this over the woman on the boat. Listen.
Yeah, maybe 2.
I yes, I think Casey is right. I think so far, this is your dynamic duo. This is not
Mhm.
you don't ever want to come across these dudes on a boat because they're gonna
Yeah.
have you down bad. And I really want to highlight Joe. Uh because
Who's
in
doing the
this,
carrying? Yes, put the
yes,
team on the back.
because here's the thing. Joe is like the opposite of Gail in a lot of ways because Gail, as you called her, is a serial dater.
Yes,
But Joe is like a serial breadcrumber because
correct.
he goes to Nathan and he says,
Oh
Nathan,
my
oh
gosh.
my God, I just like Carrie so much. She is so solid as a friend. Like, it's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this again? Leave these women alone. He can't help himself.
He's
He
a
cannot help himself.
terror. He's a terror
Yeah.
they have unleashed on these women.
Yeah. Like
Save us.
even Nathan had to be like, hold on. Do you hear yourself? Like he's like, this man is doing it all over again. You were spending all your time flirting with Carrie every chance you get, and you're coming to me and be like, why can't we just be like friends with these women? Like, why do we have to like? Why can't we just like show affection and lead them on, and then just not do anything with them and just leave them out to dry? Like, why?
Mhm.
Why isn't that normalized? Can we normalize just playing in these women's faces? I said, wow. At this point, Joe has like completely taken off the mask and he's like, here I am. This is me. And it's exactly what Bree said. And it's exactly what Ellie said.
I just I wanna, like, y y the train wreck, right? You wanna help the girls, you wanna be like, "Stand up, you idiots." But at this point, the proof is in the pudding, right?
It's
Like,
right there.
he has done nothing to hide. his
Mhm.
treachery. He has been
Yeah,
like, "This is who I am.
yeah.
Take it or leave it." Everybody wants to take it. The
They
kiss
be like,
can't be that good. Like,
yeah,
no kiss is that good. I'm
I
sorry.
I think I think they just got, like, cabin fever, is that what they call it? Where you're just, like,
Yes.
stuck in, like, yeah, they're just
Mhm.
stuck in the house going stir crazy, and they have nothing else. Like, these people actually have other options. That's my thing. It's not like the Big Brother house where they're trapped in there 24/7, they can't see anybody else,
Correct.
all they know is each other. These people could literally go get off the boat tomorrow. Like, they could walk off the boat, and they could go and date somebody from in the city. They could go and just hang out.
Find a waiter.
A waiter, a bottle girl, like a tourist, anybody, and spend the weekend with them. You don't have to be here every day. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm sure that the show makes them sleep on the boat, but you could go when y'all dock. You ain't got to go to the group dinner and then to the bar with them. Go and meet other people.
Mhm.
Y'all want to do everything together. So no, they have options, but
Yep.
as long as they're
100%.
not willing to exercise those options, Joe is going Joe every time.
I love that. I really think you're correct, unfortunately. Oh my god, it's just I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. I want my girls to stand up, but I don't think it's
Mhm.
happening. And then oh, Gary and Alex is really interesting. Zen brings up from Below Deck Sailing, but I don't know because I feel that the problem with Gary is that he's always and forever holding the candle for Daisy, and everyone
Mhm.
else is just like, okay, who else wants this?
Mhm.
Fine, I'll settle. Alex is a fool.
Yeah. And I think Gary is easily like, you know how you be saying, Sasha, like sometimes the game is easy to play with some of these guys,
Correct.
right? I think that
Correct.
you could get Gary. You could get Gary in his
Yeah.
feelings. Gary can still feel the jealousy. There are moments where Gary starts feeling insecure. It's the ones you got to be afraid of are the Lucas. You got to be afraid of the Lucas who
Yes.
you throw it at them and they just like it just goes over their head. Like, what? Why are you mad at me? I don't understand. I'm a good guy. Like that. Those are
Yeah.
the ones who you let Luca, you let Joe in too far. They're going to tell you everything you want to hear, and they're not going to be phased by your games and stuff like that. Like there was a moment where Joe cracked a little bit in this season,
Mhm.
but I don't think I've ever seen Luca. I don't think I've ever seen him like struggle at all. I mean, Luca,
And
he
Ben
just
even. I'm Australian. I'm
I'm cheating.
cheeky.
It's fine. Ben is a different one. Ben
Yeah.
Ben is another monster. He's not
He's
on the
not a
same
good
level as
person. Yeah.
Luca, but his it's different. The way Ben will have you like he'll have you out here questioning your own sanity. So it's just
Yeah.
different levels to my boys out here.
Agreed. And Alex was, like, playing for Gary's, like, seconds. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I don't think it works, for them.
Mhm.
It has to be that the 2 friends are just terrorizing
They can
everyone.
divide and
Yeah.
conquer. Exactly.
He
Yeah.
Alex was like, "Okay, Gary, what are you leaving behind?" Great. Oh, we both like Maddie though. Got it.
Mhm.
Or Mads.
Yeah.
So no, I don't yeah, that's why I think 2 it has to be 2 together.
Mhm. See,
Yeah,
and
Casey, yeah, Luca is very
he's
much
the
above
supreme.
Joe.
He's the
Yeah.
supreme. But you
He's
know
the
what?
number 1.
But you know what? The proof is that when they ran into Mads, they didn't know how to act. And that's how you know, like, okay, there's a
Correct.
crack in their armor there. You know what I'm saying? Because Mads
Correct.
had them down bad. We have yet to see Joe or Luca in that position. So right now, those two are my highest 2 ranked city boys.
Yep. And the thing is with a Joe, if they meet a Mads, like I kind of like maybe we think Carrie is, they meet a Mads, they'll just be like, okay, so that
Yeah,
means we can all hook up with everyone.
right. And that's when it starts to get, and that's another
Yes.
thing. I think that's the other issue. Joe doesn't have a lot of competition on the boat. Nathan he's already locked in on one person. Ian
Yep.
might as well not even be there.
Correct.
So
Correct.
who else do they have to make them feel jealous or anything like that? We know Sheffy is not looking for that kind of affection, and so it's just I think they're run out of options, so they're just stuck there. Whereas like bring in the all stars. We got to bring
Come
back
on.
Ellie, bring in Luca, bring in
Bring in
Joe.
20-year-old Sasha. It would have been terror.
Yeah, we gotta go outsource these city girls. Go get
Yeah.
some real ones. You know what I'm saying?
I need better city girls. That's what I need. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm embarrassed. Mads is the only one, and it's been like a year plus, and I'm
We're
still
still
holding the
pulling for her to
candle.
come
Oh,
back.
please.
Yeah, still come back to us, man. We miss you.
Come on. God. Oh, it's embarrassing for us and not for y'all. Because you win. So that's our like Gail situation. Now let's talk about Ellie the Lamborghini.
Lamborghini Ellie. Okay.
What's happening?
This is a tough episode for Ellie, man. We're back to square one. I have watched a lot of seasons of Below Deck at this point. I feel like I'm getting more seasoned in my
Mhm.
watching. I still haven't seen plenty of stuff, but
Yeah.
I've never seen Aesha have to go here to where Aisha's had to be like, all right, stop everything. This is unacceptable and I will not stand for it. I was like, Aesha is sick of it. When
Mhm.
she called about what is it, cleaning up the tables or something like
Yep.
that, clearing, and then Ellie calls right after her. I said, oh no, this is it. This is the
Oh my god. He that surprise Pikachu face because you're just like, "What is
right.
happening? This is gonna be so bad."
was was Ellie doing that on purpose? Because Aisha felt like she must be trolling me, right? Like she has to know I'm not
I
okay with
I
this.
do have one maybe controversial take, but I'll explain it.
Hold
Okay.
on. Hold on. I think we might be on the same page.
Oh,
Let
okay.
me just see if this is
Yes,
where you're
please.
going.
Tell me.
I kind of saw where Ellie was coming from a little bit in this
Okay, yeah.
episode. Okay, because
So I have a
I would
reasoning. Yeah, that's all I'll
oh,
say.
I don't have a reasoning, but I do say that like I feel like Aisha and Ellie have spent a lot of time on the boat together.
Correct.
And she has a new shiny object, in Carrie. And she's the new hotness now. And so, like when Andy gets a new toy, you gotta go and see what the
Mhm.
new toy's like. And the new toy is great. It does all the things I want. It does, it's got all the skills and it's got all
Yes.
like
Yes.
it's low maintenance. I got this. Me and Carrie, we get
Mhm.
together, we good. Now, Ellie, my old toy, I've always had a couple issues with Ellie, but I've been able to put it to the side because I have a lot of other options.
Yeah.
Now I got another option. And this one thing, now everything about Ellie is a little bit more annoying than it used to be.
Mhm.
I like that's how I started to read it. Now, do I think
Okay.
Aisha should be annoyed? Hell yeah. But at the same time, I
Correct.
do think it's been a long charter season and maybe they're just under each other's skin.
Correct. So I'm in between that a little bit. So I don't disagree with what you're saying. I just believe that this has always been how Ellie is, but there's two things. I did not put this on the screen. Um,
Uh-huh.
but yes. So the hi Liam. Hi everyone that's here because we have a few people here for the first time as well.
Yes.
Um, yeah. So welcome. We're so happy. So anyway, here's what I believe. Number
Mhm.
one, this has always been who Ellie is. You
Yes.
and I have been talking about this,
Day
right?
one. We've been
Yeah,
telling
that
you that's
she's
who
like
she is.
exactly again another one, right? That's number one. Second, Asia doesn't like Brie or Ellie, right? In a way
Right.
that there's a little bit of like, oh, you're both not good enough. You're both like not even the shiny new toy, but you're just
Mhm.
like a middle.
Uh-huh.
Like you're just like, okay, this will work for now. Okay,
Uh-huh.
that's
A
you.
placeholder.
Yes, because that's all I have right now. So fine.
Mhm.
And Brie is worse than Ellie in in that like in
Yeah.
work wise. So she's never mediated between them and she's kind of let Ellie run, all over Brie. So I believe that if it was nipped in the bud, as a good manager should have, I don't think we
Mhm.
would have got here. So I'm not placing the blame fully on Asia. Don't get me wrong at all. I just feel like it's crazy to like put everything on Ellie because and I think I understand why she's so confused because she's like we just did all these charters and it hasn't been an issue. So that's how. Yeah, and Chocolate Dinner maybe is right. Also Carrie proves Ellie's incompetent, just like Ellie proves Bree's. But I don't know. I just
No.
think that
I
and
think I
Thundercats
think
could
y'all
be
are
right
both
too.
right. Well,
Yeah.
no, I think y'all are both right though. I think that comment from Chocolate Sooner is exactly what you're
Mhm.
saying because now Carrie's highlighting that Ellie's not as great as she thinks she is, where in a way that Aisha was never going to point out to Ellie. So this whole season, Ellie's been like, "I'm second in command. I'm the
Yes.
I'm the second Sue. I'm managing Bree." We did see a montage of Aisha really telling her that like that's not the case, but
Correct.
which was wild. But I think that you're right. I think that had she solidified that a lot earlier, maybe Ellie wouldn't be so confused. So now Ellie's like,
Mhm.
everything else, I have been your number one rider this entire season. Brie can't even do laundry, and here I am, like busting my butt trying to help everybody. Now all of a sudden, Carrie's here. She can do this. She can do laundry, this, that, other. And you gotta be short with me. And I think the vibe that Ellie was getting was causing Ellie to react, and the reaction was causing Aesha to try to reprimand her. And so
Yep.
it's all just culminating right now. And so I'm happy that Aesha was adult enough to be like, all right, we need to talk about this. Because they just got to the point where they were sniping each other in the confessional so much. When Aesha does that interview and she says, Ellie thinks she's in charge of something, but I'm here to like put out her fire. Like I'm here. I was
Yeah.
like
And
it
that's
felt like,
crazy.
yeah, it was like, okay. In a way, I'm like, all right, listen, from a TV standpoint, I hear you, Aisha. Do your thing. You know,
And
like I feel
more.
like,
Yeah, of
yeah.
course.
But at the same time, it's like, damn, do you want her to do good or do you want to embarrass her? Because it sounds like you're like, I'm gonna make it my mission to shut her down. Which again,
Mhm.
for TV, cool, but for work, you know,
Yep.
I don't think that's the best way to go about it.
Yep. Agreed 100%. I'm with you. And that's how I think I was feeling. It's just
Mm,
like, I don't think Asia's wrong. I just feel like it is all together. It's just a little too late. Like when I was watching it, I was like, what's the point? It is the last
yeah.
charter. Who gives a shit? Just get through it.
Yeah,
But
I'm telling you,
yeah.
it was just, it had gotten under her skin to where it was like the stuff that she was even complaining about really didn't matter. Like you mad because Ellie is delegating about the balloons, right? Like
Mhm.
I think that they can handle putting up balloons. That's fine, right? But also, Aisha, why does it bother you so much? It's like it had got to the point where Aisha was already annoyed. And so like I think in
Yes.
this episode probably doesn't do Ellie justice. The whole season will show you why Aisha is this mad. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it was. If you looked at this one episode, you'd be like, why is she tripping? But if you look
Mhm.
at the entire season, you're like, Ellie had this coming a long time ago. You know,
Yeah.
it comes to a head now, and it's probably a lot other layers mixed in there as well. When it could have just been, this is not your role. It is not your role to delegate to Bree while I'm here. It's not your role to be second in command while
Correct.
I'm here.
Correct.
You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
so yeah, I agree though. Ellie
Yeah.
was kind of wilding. She was wild.
Yes.
um,
Yeah.
Harry, could you put that over there? Yeah. What about take that over there? I want
And
you
they're
to do that.
moving so slow, y'all, with the
Okay.
decor. What the shit?
Okay. That's the thing that I'm like, I'm 100% on Ellie's side with this. I mean, with Aisha on
Oh,
Aisha's
yeah,
side with
yeah, yeah.
this.
I was like, no,
Aisha
no, no.
sat them down and said, I need you to move with urgency. And then she's like, all right, Ellie, I need you to wipe the doors
Mhm.
today, right now. The
Yep.
doors. And then she looks up and Ellie's in there dancing. She's like, girl, I said urgency. You're like, I went Aisha on that one. Like, it'd be different if the directive was not known, then like whatever. Like
Mhm.
if she was just rushing and she hadn't really told them how important this was, but Aisha's like, we finally got a full staff. I said we need to move with urgency. Why are you in here playing around? So I would Aisha on that one. That was weird.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
100%. That's what I'm saying. And I think chat also is saying this, right? Where it's just the Cindy says this best. It's the principle of the thing. I think that's
Yeah.
fair. Where it almost was like oh, the water has now gone over my head and now, I'm drowning. So now I just have to get you to do what you need to do. But
Mhm.
the problem is, as a manager, if you don't if the first time you're talking to a supervisee is when the issue has already, hit the floor, shit has hit the fan, it's not a good manager. That like not good management style, sorry. Because then
Yeah.
they're gonna be confused, they're gonna feel a type of way, and then be like, well, why didn't you tell me all these, things to go, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
So you
Now,
can't really have receipts, I feel in that way.
But
But for
we did
TV,
get the
please.
montage. We got
Yeah,
the receipt though. We did get the montage of Aisha being like, Ellie, you don't need to do that. You know, Ellie, you're
I
good. So,
know.
but I think again, the delivery now is more direct, where it was kind of like, hey,
Yeah, that
like
exactly,
you tiptoed
exactly.
around it where you should have just said what it was. Now Ellie out here confused, like, what am I doing wrong? But
Mhm.
I stand by Ellie was wilding in this episode. Because
No, 100%. Are you kidding me?
since when do you radio and be like, yeah, I need you to go do such and such?
No, or they like, clearing? What? She just said
Yeah,
it.
like I didn't need you. That's why I felt like she was trolling. I said, "Is Ellie doing this
Yeah.
on purpose? Because why are you doing that?"
And here's the thing, she's right in there. Why wouldn't you just be like, "Hey, boss, did you tell Jono
Yeah,
that we're clearing?"
Right.
Yeah, and that's why you're right. Ellie was beyond micromanaging. She was helicopter managing. That's what Chanel
Right.
said.
It's well,
So
especially
real.
in a role where she wasn't supposed to be managing anything. Like Aisha's
Mhm.
right there. What was it? Was it the scene when Aisha told Brie to go in, no, Carrie to go into the pantry?
Carrie,
Was it?
yes.
Yeah, and then Ellie's like, "Yeah, I need you out here to help me with such and such." And Aisha's like, "I just called and told her to go to the pantry. What is
And he's like, "I need you
happening?"
to clean the day or whatever. It doesn't matter."
Yeah,
And then why are we arguing with the bartender about
yeah,
how drinks should be done?
yeah. I I kind of love this. I kind of
Oh,
love it because
please.
we rarely
I
see Aisha go
need
here.
more.
Yeah, we rarely see like we like Aisha because like she's a fun character, but
Correct.
we don't really get into Aisha drama often. I kind of felt like I like the Aisha drama, because she's good at tiptoeing around it, but when she needs to be direct, like when it gets there, she has no issue, kind of like grabbing you by the hand and saying like this is not okay, And so I
Yep.
think like I'm like, all right, now we got action. Because there was definitely a moment where I was like, Aisha tripping over nothing. I think it was something on the walkie-talkie, and Aisha was talking to Jono, right? And she hears Bree asking for two-sided tape. And
Correct.
so Ellie's like, "Oh, I don't know where that is, but let me see if I can,
Yeah,
whatever."
it was
And
Carrie.
yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
Ellie's like, "I don't know where the two-sided tape is, but like, let go check here, try this X, Y, and Z." And Aisha chimes in like, "Or you could just, double up the blue tape that we have, and we've all done that before, right? You just
Yep,
turn the tape into a circle,
100%.
right?" So she says it, and they're like, "Okay." And then they continue their conversation, and she's like, "Why are y'all still talking?" I said, "It's not affecting you. This isn't bothering you. Like the two-sided tape conversation has nothing to do with Aisha. It's just a conversation." But again, she had already hit the level where she like, "I don't even want to hear your voice. Like, I don't want to hear like." But
Correct.
I thought that moment was like, I was like, "Why do you care?" Like, don't get me wrong, like they on the walkie-talkie, but you
But I
talking to
think when you're
Jono.
the boss and you just, like, know the easier way to do this, and I do say this from experience because
Mhm,
I used to do, like, weekly, things that require like, dinners that
mhm.
required, these kinds of baby decor, where it's not like
Yeah,
you're not a company, but you have a little balloons, a little shiny thing
yeah.
here and there,
Set the
and
vibe.
and then I graduated where I was now in charge of the whole team instead of, like, being the engaged like, the person on the floor, and I used to just watch them and be like, but here's just like from experience, here's like literally the blue, you should use the blue tape because that doesn't fuck up the walls and whatever.
Yeah.
So it's hard. So I understand it. I think you're correct in that like sometimes you just gotta ignore,
You
but
just let it
as a
go.
boss,
But
sometimes you're like, oh
I even understood the like chiming in to be like, "Hey, here's a way to do it." Cool.
yeah,
But after that, when they continue talking about whatever they're talking about, she's like, "What are they doing? Why are we still
yeah,
talking?" I was like, "Aisha,
fair.
finish what you're doing. Go up there, make sure that you have everything taped up, and it'll be okay." Like now you're starting to stress yourself out because you're annoyed. And I think like all right, it's been a long charter season. This is the proof. When you spend so much time with somebody, you can tell because you start to annoy each other. I think we've all been in the COVID situation at this point where we've all been on
Mhm.
lockdown, right? And you're
Yes.
stuck with somebody that you're in love with, but now you're looking at them like, how did we,
How do
like,
we end up
dear
here? Yeah.
God, like you breathing annoys me right now. I think Aisha has got to the point where Ellie breathing annoys her, but Ellie be doing a lot more than just breathing.
Yes, yeah, I think that's it. Like, it isn't necessarily any one person.
Mhm.
I can pinpoint like, oh, Asia, you could be a little bit more direct as a manager, but it's like, my God, why do we like Thundercat said? Why do we need three stews to decorate? And I can tell you this from experience. You just don't need three people if you're being efficient, and you
No,
only have a finite amount of decor.
do you need 3 people to do laundry?
Oh my god, but why is laundry working now? Is it just
Okay,
the beats?
is it the beads or is it Carrie? I think
That
Bree brings up like,
exactly.
now that Carrie's here, I can relax a little bit. I don't feel like I'm so under
Mhm.
the gun. And so I don't know. I don't know if the breed situation would have been handled with the beads from jump. Like if you had gone and got the
Yeah.
beads, would this have just worked from the beginning? And this has been a non-issue this whole time. And Aisha and Captain Sandy just did a very bad job of making sure that their employee had the things that they needed. Or maybe Bree did a bad job for advocating for herself. Or Captain Sandy should have been brought in another stew. That should have happened a long time ago. We shouldn't have
Yes.
gone this far without having to carry. There's so many factors, but it's crazy that Now all of a sudden the laundry is good to where they don't even need Ellie's help.
Yeah, and that whole situation where Carrie's like, "Do not mess with Bree's stuff. I am writing things down, but you can."
Yeah, just go touch the rags. Just go deal with the rags. This is Bree's pile. We don't want to mess up her system. It made total
Mhm.
sense, but at the same time, it's like, hey, Ellie's just here to help. It's like, well, I think it was like we finally got something that worked for Bree. Let's just, you stay over there, I'll stay over
Yeah.
here. We're not gonna mess anything up. I appreciated Carrie doing that, but I definitely, I saw Ellie's like thought process, like, oh, so now y'all best friends. So now,
Exactly, and that's it. The thing is, that's exactly how she took it, and
yeah.
thank you for that because that made great TV. Because, that's just the adding to the spiral, I feel,
Mhm.
of all of it. It's Split Fries Media says, right, like, "I feel bad for Brie. Captain Sandy should have been involved from the start." Yes. But
Yep.
we have to remember, I believe Captain Sandy has received a lot of backlash about how she micromanages the interior.
The
So I
interior,
think she's
yeah.
learned to, back off. So you're not
Mhm.
wrong. It's just I feel like that's why. Because she's been trying to be like, what's going on? You're messing up my
Ooh,
stuff.
Elizabeth in the chat asked, "Is this the worst stew court ever?" Sasha,
No.
I have not met all the stews, but
Yeah.
so far, this is the worst one that I've ever seen because I've seen like Aesha in control of a couple groups where like
Mhm.
maybe there's like some drama between the stews, but they're never actively
Fair.
bad. I've also seen stews where everybody is good, but they don't get along, like Kyle
Yeah.
and Toomey,
Correct.
like that group. They were good stews, but they just didn't get along. This is the first time where I've had to come in and be like, Brie is bad at her job. Also, Ellie is not good at her job. Like
Mhm.
and Ellie, I think, is used to being good at stuff. And I think so for her, it's like she's spiraling because she doesn't know how to not be. Like she's like, what is happening? Why am I not the best? Why is my contribution not being noted? Why am I not getting any flowers for my good work? And I think that Brie has been bad the entire time. I think that to me, I haven't seen a worse group of stews.
So everyone maybe forgot these people. So let me bring you back. Because I immediately my answer was absolutely not.
Mm,
You're allowed because you haven't
I don't know
seen
them.
this. Did we forget Below Deck Adventure? Everyone?
Okay, hold on, pause. I
What's
thought you
going
said
on?
that wasn't canon. I thought you said we couldn't talk about adventure.
Because it's so bad, and this is just how horror they are. They're literally the worst group of people together. And the problem is for me, I can't even tell you which one person is bad. They're all shite together, right?
The whole
Chef
team.
garbage, both garbage. Cheese stew, girl, what the hell was going on with you? You know, Faye was like, you always have to have your hair done and your makeup done. That's the cheese stew. She was like, you have to make sure you have to dress this way, dress that. The second stew, she wouldn't let what's her Oriana, I think that's how you say it. Anyway, they wouldn't let her get the two stripe epaulets. Oh, I don't know how to
Yeah.
say it. Yeah. So the second stew, quote unquote, was hooking up with the bosun. So the bosun ends up ordering them.
Yeah.
I
Adventure.
believe that was this adventure. So when I just horror.
That's ghetto. And I wondered because now I've never watched Adventure. I was told not to. But
No,
did people actually enjoy the charters? Like were the guests happy? Because it sounds ghetto already, and I ain't even seen the episode.
There was, like, definitely some issues even with the guests when they were but the problem is they had the best, adventures, or well, no pun
Yeah.
intended. Yeah, because they were, like, in the fjords.
Oh,
So,
okay.
when you're, freaking hiking in the whole thing, and, like, going in all of these, like, really cool places in Norway, like, I don't know, I just yeah. I
Yeah.
think it's a little bit of both.
Gotcha. Yeah. I'm gonna check it out because this to me this is the low bar
Oh,
for
it's
stews, and it
so
sounds like the bar could be
frustrating.
even lower. Yeah.
Like, I don't know how to explain, like, it's just, like, the visceral response that I remember having to
Mm,
this. Oh my god. I wanted to you wanna, like, hit your head through a wall.
yeah. Even I know Shine in the chat brings up that third stews are usually worse than Brie, but I
Yeah.
even think of like my last third stew that I remember like was like Jess, and Jess was
Yes,
chilling.
yeah.
She like locked me in there to do laundry. I don't care, like I haven't had a really bad experience with a third stew lately. Like if anything, it's always my chief stew and my second stew. They're always like beefing for
Yeah,
supremacy,
yep.
right? This was like the first time where I was like, oh dang, I didn't know somebody could just come in and not know how to do laundry. Like I didn't think you could get the job.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's just I maybe this is like, oh, at least they were all together and, they were doing, like, specific things, but, just terror. And this is Captain Carey's crew, by the way, so that's the joke, but,
Yeah.
uh, I don't know, I just feel like nothing can beat the horror, again, all together that was Below Deck Adventure and
Mhm.
the stews, just again, and they had the same thing, Oriana trying to fight a Faye, and it was oh my
Yes.
god. It's just like
Ghetto.
the
Bring it
visceral
back.
frustration reaction.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so that's what I feel like I would say. We did like have a laundry question from Elizabeth in the chat saying, question about the beads. Is Bree using the names on the tags to put the beads on the clothes? Because why can't she just read the names? I do think there is some.
It's gotta be something.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's like whatever you want to say, but I think there is some processing
Mhm.
bonus.
I started because I started thinking, can she see? Like, can she see? Because like it was the fact that
Yeah.
like because I know even with like smaller kids, a lot of times you like they like sometimes like teachers who are
Mhm.
like less experienced will look and say like, oh, your kid is having a difficult time reading when instead they just need glasses.
Yep.
And so I was like, obviously, if that tag says Joe, you should put that in Joe's closet. But if she's having a tough time reading the tags, it may be like you said, like a processing, maybe like a reading disability, or maybe she can't see. But regardless, something about these beads is making everything click. And to that, I say, okay, Bree, you know that now. Next season,
Yeah.
next time I see Bree, I don't ever want to hear about, well, I can't figure this out. Girl, if you don't go get them beads and stop playing, you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like once you figure out that you can fix a thing, it's your responsibility to advocate for yourself to make sure you get it.
Oh, I'm
They
with you.
probably could have found out that stuff later on. Thundercats pointed out that Carrie said the names wash off easily. That's cool, but when people can look and point to the name and say this one says
Yeah,
Joe,
that's what
I think that
exactly. That's what I was gonna say.
yeah.
No, we seen the name because Ian. Okay,
Yeah.
this is another Ian. Woo, woo, woo. Anyone there? Because Ian is literally wearing other people's clothes
He don't care.
without. Yeah,
He don't
he don't
care.
give a damn about
He don't
nothing.
care. I wasn't very impressed with Ian. I know I picked on him earlier, but I was impressed with his knowledge about Greece, where they're clearly outside of Athens. They go to the Poseidon's temple, I believe,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
he's
I wanna go there so
I've been. And he's rattling all the like the facts off. You've traveled with me before. I didn't pay no attention anyway. I was
yeah,
there,
yeah,
but
yeah.
I got right over my head. And so I was like, wow, I wish somebody was there to explain that to me. Meanwhile, there was
Yep.
probably explaining it to me and I just wasn't listening. So Ian had his best episode ever.
Yeah, on account that he just did his job
Yeah.
barely and just spoke back to Capt.
Look, I'm hard on Ian because he does nothing in the show, right?
Correct.
And when when they do show him, he's messing up. But I will give him credit for this
Mhm.
episode alone because he knew the stuff about the monuments and Poseidon's temple. And had he not been there, Bree would have been on an island. Like she would have had
Oh
nothing
my
to
god.
add to the conversation.
Poor Brie, right? Like she like gets her, she gets a little treat, she gets to leave the boat, blah blah blah. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing prepped.
Um, but shout out to her, man. I kind of was happy for her. She started to cry. Like that's how you know she was down bad about that laundry. Asia says, take the day, go do the excursion with people. And Brie almost collapsed and fell to her knees. She was so excited to just like, finally, I did something right. It's like she could breathe a little bit.
I know. It's just the two like silliest people all together. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I couldn't. I couldn't deal with it. Also, yeah, I love this silly show. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
And also we have Captain Sandy's proposal coming.
I'm a softie for Captain Sandy. I love that lady. I have not seen, if you're new here, I have not seen the older Captain Sandy season, so
Yes.
I wasn't around when Captain Sandy was
No,
tripping.
how
Yeah,
lucky are you? Yeah.
yeah, because my new Captain Sandy, I'm like, well, when is the proposal? Aisha, you got to make
Yes.
sure everything's right. Get the right, like, get her champagne glass full of peach tea. I was like, oh man, this is cool. So next episode is happening, right? We're gonna get the
Yeah, I mean, it's a
engagement.
final one. We have nothing else.
Oh God, yeah, man, we're one
Yeah.
episode away.
Mhm. So I think this last episode's gonna be a lot of like, what is gonna happen with our lovebirds?
Mhm.
Joe gonna hook up with his mate? Yes, most likely.
Yeah, God,
Oh
who
my
knows?
god.
Uh, yeah, I got nothing. I'm so excited for Cap and Sandy. I'm so excited for Leah,
Yes.
because I want to see what's going on. We did see in the preview for the next episode that like they're trying to build up some drama where maybe they can't get like the little smaller boat to work or whatever. Like it'll be fine. Like what was it, the tender?
Mhm.
Like it'll be fine. Like that's not real drama. Like that's gonna be like a minor setback, and then everything's gonna be great. So yeah, we've gone a long way through this charter season, but it seems like we've moved away from so much drama now. Like the drama is literally
Yeah.
just like this like invisible beef between Ellie and Aesha that doesn't matter because the deckhands are all like they're fine, their docking is fine, like everything's good on the outside on
Yep.
the exterior, and then the interior. Carrie's like, I don't really care about Ellie acting like that. Like she not bother me. I'm just here to do my job and not have to stress
Mhm.
out. Even Jono, great episode for Jono.
Yep, that's who I was gonna bring up next. Yeah, just he felt, I think, happy to be there, and I think he feels like, oh, I have like queer people that I can connect with because he feels one of one so many times. So that
It
felt
didn't
nice to just see him.
It makes sense. You and I have both been one of one in plenty of rooms where you come in and you're just like the only one of you, right? Like you see other people kind of clicking up with the people that they're like, but you're like, damn, who do I sit with? Now imagine doing that 24 hours a day for an entire work year, like
Yep.
and not like 8 hours a day. Some people are saying like, yeah, I'm like that at work too. No, try living and sleeping next to these people and eating next to them and going out
Exactly.
with, what I'm saying, for 2 months. It's like at some point you're just like, please, for the love of God, let me see somebody who I can relate to on on a particular level. And Jono says there's not a lot of people like the queer people in the community in yachting that he's come across. He's relatively new, but he said he hasn't come across a lot of them, and so he's like, yeah, this would be nice. And so seeing the charter people come on and them being queer and Jono being like, okay, now I can come out and like talk to them, and they were really like embracing him as well. We saw them flying the flag and all kinds of stuff. It was cool. And so I really started to understand Jono because he seems like he's a big personality in the confessionals, but on the boat, maybe it's just because he's been like up against it the entire time, trying to make sure that he doesn't get fired.
Mhm.
But he has like almost no personality when they're just like in their day-to-day work.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's just it feels exciting. It hurt my heart to like hear him say that because, like you said, we've all been there.
Mhm.
But thankfully, it's nice that
Yeah,
he feels some kind of kinship and connection. I hate that. I hate that people have to feel that way.
yeah. Do you
Here
think
we are.
do you think we'll ever see Jono again on Below Deck?
I hope so. I think he's messy enough.
I don't know. Like I like Jono as a character if he would do something on the
Mhm.
boat, right? But he doesn't
Yep.
have a lot of people that like. He's cool with Bree, but he doesn't get in a lot of that drama. He's in a relationship, so there's no hooking up. And then like his real drama is just that sometimes he's not making the best food. But if he
Yeah.
gets better at cooking, then what is Jono gonna bring to the table?
Yeah.
Like he's just gonna just be another Ian, you know, just there.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Boo.
yeah. We
Yeah, I
need
think we
action.
just that's what I was gonna say, but I don't Chefy, like Zarina is the last,
Zarina.
yeah, I feel like fun, messy chef that we've had in a while because
Mhm,
Rachel's not coming back. That's obviously who we actually want. But
mhm.
yeah.
I'm looking at a list right now. I
Oh no,
mean,
Matt said Jono kind of Kiko coded. Do not tell you haven't met Kiko.
mm-mm.
But Captain Sandy fired.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
Mm, tough.
Yeah.
I'm yeah, I'm looking over the list of past chefs that I've seen. I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like you said, I mean, Zarina was my shining star for a while.
Mhm.
We've had a few, but I mean, like the ones that I don't know. I could see Jono coming back, but we got to get
Yeah,
Jono something
that's
to do.
just
We got to
that's
give
what I'm
Jono some
saying, like
friends.
yes, that's the thing. Jono and Frasier together could be
Yes.
really interesting because I think they're both so messy,
Mhm.
together, and I think there might be some kinship because Frasier has said he doesn't like to be the only queer, constantly a queer person on the vote, and I think same for, Jono. So I wonder if
Yeah.
they can, um, feel some kinship together in that way. Kyle and Jono could be, I think oil and water.
Ooh,
That would be, like,
yeah.
messy.
Yeah, give him somebody to fight with, man. Because
Yeah. So Frasier
Fraser,
friendship, but Kyle
yeah,
fight.
even Fraser could fight too. Because like
Yeah,
Fraser
that's what
would
I'm saying.
if
And as a
Jono
team
starts putting
too.
yeah, if Jono starts putting out bad food, oh, Fraser is definitely gonna be like,
He
so
threw
this
Frenchie
morning
under the bus, remember?
he threw Fritchie under the bus. He threw a lot of people under the bus.
And that was his
So
friend.
yeah, so let's yeah, more of that. And then Frenchie's replacement. I forgot his name. Who came in to replace him last
The
season?
British guy, right?
No, I don't think he was British. What was his
Oh
name?
my god, I cannot
Yeah,
remember.
I don't even remember either. But he
Ugh.
came in to replace Frenchie. And yeah, him and Fraser they didn't mesh well at all the
No,
entire
and
season.
the girl, remember no, it was the one of the stews that didn't mesh. The new stew that came in didn't mesh well with that chef because she kept writing um
Yeah.
on the thing, and he said, "What do you do?" Like, "No, you're, like,
Yes.
overstepping."
Yeah, Thundercat said that 40-year-old. Yeah, we know. Yeah,
Yes,
that's the
I
one.
can't
That's
remember,
the
I can
one.
see his face,
Listen.
but I don't
Yeah.
that's my problem. Also, Shine asked, "What's Rachel up to?" I don't know,
Mhm.
but Rachel's just shared she's never gonna I don't think she's gonna wanna come back to Below Deck,
Mm,
which is sad because I think that's who you would really enjoy.
yeah. Uh, bring me Rachel. I would love to meet her, or Chef Ben. We like Crazy Ben,
Mhm.
Evil Ben. Ben Robinson. That'd be fun. It's been a long time though. A long time since Ben has been around.
Yeah, so we'll see. It's just, Ben did just break up with his fiance.
Oh, maybe he'll be single and ready to
Yeah,
mingle back onto the boat.
they Kate and Ben come back. No, I'm just kidding.
No, no. Here, like, think about it. Come back if you want to. I would love to. I have not seen a Kate season yet. I got to go back and watch some of the OGs. I got to figure out where
Mhm.
people, where all this lore is coming from. I felt like I did a good job keeping up with Below Deck thus far, but there's so much more Below Deck to watch and to get into. So I got to go do my research.
Yes, very much that. Yeah, that is all I had for this week. Is there anything else you had?
No, I think those are the big moments.
Yeah,
Like,
the charter
obviously,
guests were meh.
the charter
Yeah.
guests were cool. They were like, it was very nice. It was just one of those like, finally these people got to rest. Everybody was on point. Ellie and Aesha beefing was like the highlight of this, which is again why we need like stews like Ellie on the show. But I also kind of like could empathize with Ellie a little bit because you could tell like she's just not used to not being good at stuff and
Yes.
not getting recognition for stuff. So she's very confused as to like, what is it that I gotta do to get some praise around here? And I mean, she hasn't really earned it yet, but
Mhm.
I like it. And like I said, I'd rather her lean into it. I'd rather her lean into like, I don't get no respect. Y'all don't appreciate me. That's one of
Correct.
my favorite lines, Sasha. Like, y'all don't respect me in the shows. I stand for
Mhm.
that. And so give me some more of that. But yeah, this was fun. It's fun little build up to what we are assuming is going to be a nice touching finale.
Yeah, I agree. And Aurora also says, right, Below Deck season 3 is the best season ever. One of the best. Agreed. It's so good.
Mhm.
So yeah, I just would recommend normal Below Deck, like OG start way before, and especially when Kate came on. That's when it's
Yeah.
gets ridiculous. So yeah, the charter guests were all right. They were sweet. That's nice. Nothing else to really say
Mhm.
about that. So if nothing else, thank you so much to the Peanut Galley. As always, y'all are killing it. Next week is gonna be a little wonky, so keep an eye out for when we actually do drop the episode. I'll be out for work, so we just gotta do what we gotta do.
We'll get it to
Um,
you when we can.
yes, so that's how we're gonna get through it. And with that, thank you. If you enjoyed this episode, leave us a like. All right, there's almost 80 people listening, watching. So like this video. If you're listening to us on the Below Deck Wrap Up feed, leave us a 5-star review. All right, help us
Yeah.
out.
Send us
Five
some
stars
reviews.
only.
Y'all don't review us
Yeah.
enough, and it shows. Like it's the lack of respect for me. So send us some 5-star reviews and let us know that you enjoy the podcast.
Yes. And with that, Chappell, where can the people find you?
People can find me on all social media platforms at Recap Kickback. You can catch me on the Recap Kickback podcast talking about whatever I want to talk about. And this week, Mari and I had the Was It Good Though podcast people on to talk about this last week in Black media. And so we saw a lot of crazy stuff go down. We saw at least 4 celebrity deaths, I think, in the last
Is this
9
Ellie?
days. Oh, hey, what's up, Ellie? Ellie in the chat. Yeah, we saw 9 deaths going on. We saw a P. Diddy get arrested, and we talked about the #1 movie on Netflix, Rebel Ridge. And so that podcast is out on our YouTube page, youtube.com. Well, that'll be out tomorrow on our YouTube page, youtube.com/@RecapKickback. And you can subscribe to the Recap Kickback podcast and keep up with all that. And follow us on social media at Recap Kickback. Send Ellie some love. She's in the chat, and we appreciate the support.
Yes, thank you, Ellie, for being here. And of course, you can find me weekly talking pop culture. If it's trending, we're talking about it over on Mess Magnets. On Rob Has a Podcast /Mess Feed or messmagnets.com. We have a website, baby. So check that out. Right here on YouTube, Kirsten and I talked about the secret life of Mormon wives. It was a really fun time. We were messy and went on many tangents as usual. So check that out. And of course, Mike Bloom and I are talking to your favorite reality TV stars about their favorite scripted TV. So this week we're gonna have a really fun kickoff Survivor. Come on. So get excited. Check that out on We Know Scripted TV. That's our feed name, YouTube, or where you hear your podcast. And something new is coming. I'm gonna be talking Dancing with the Stars, at least the first episode, with Brandon Donlin and Matt Ligori. And for everything else I'm doing, just check out my Twitter, funsize_04. Thank you everyone for listening. Bye.